Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You're welcome back to another episode. So, today let's get to the next letters. In the previous episode, we talked about Sin, Zai, and Sod. Okay, so these three letters are coming out from the same place, from the same parts in the mouth. And the difference between them, if you could remember, I brought a picture. So the picture shows Sin and Zai together, right? And then it shows Sod separately. So I forgot to okay, I think I mentioned it, but let me just emphasize on it. So Sin and Zai are light letter, why Sod is an heavy letter, and that is why they are written separately, because when you pronounce an heavy letter, the back of the tongue is raised. Okay, the back of the tongue, comes up. That is why they had to have their picture separately. So the same thing actually applied to what we're going to be taking today. We're going to be taking today the letters va, va, val, and tha. Once again, va, val, and tha. So in the picture that you're going to be seeing, also it will be separate. You see val and tha together, and you're going to see va separately, because when you say va, the back of the tongue is raised. However, when you say val, tha, the tongue is flat. So that is why you're going to be seeing their pictures separately. So let's get into it. Let's get into the first. So the, where does it come out from? Or let's say the three, where do they come out from? In Arabic, we would say taraf al-lisan, tip of the tongue. We are still talking about taraf al-lisan, don't forget, okay? The tip of the tongue, مع أصول مع أطراف الثنايا العليا مع أطراف, with the tip of the two front incisors, أطراف الثنايا العليا. For example, you can see where my tongue is, like that. So same thing with L with for vo, and same thing with L for what? For val. Okay, so we have, once again, for vo we have L. There should be an heaviness that fills the mouth because it's an heavy letter. L, but the tongue will be, just right at the tip of the two front teeth, right? Then we have val. We have L, and then for tha we have f, like that. So let's bring some example for the. When it takes sukun, we have تظلم 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 فلا تظلم. So that's for the sukun. When it takes fatha, we have ظلم ظلم ظلم. And when it takes kasra, ظهرية ظهرية, not just the, not just ظهرية. If you say the, that is zal, and that's where they differ, of course. You don't say ظهرية, the, you say the. The heaviness will fill the mouth, and then you release it. ظهرية ظهرية. And then Dhamma we have ظلم ظلم ظلم, not just ظلم, not just but ظلم ظلم ظلم, like that. And for Dhal, when it's takes sukun, we have يذكر يذكر You can see the mouth is flat this time around. I did not say yell. I said flat. يذكر. When it's takes fatha, ذكر ذكر ذكر. When it takes kasra, ذكر ذكر. When it takes dhamma, ذكور ذو. The reason why the tongue is coming front is because it's taking dhamma, of course. ذكور ذكور, not ذكور but ذكور. For tha sukun, we have يثرب يثرب. And for fatha we have ثمرات thamarat. And this letter, many people would pronounce it as sa because we don't really have that sound in many of the languages. So that's why when they read alif, you'd hear alif, ba, ta, sa. So it's not sa, it is tha. And it's because they are pronouncing it from the wrong place. When you want to pronounce tha from the right place, you place the tip of the tongue, to the tip of the what? Tip of the two front teeth. But you allow air to pass in between it. Tha, tha, not sa. I hope you get this correctly now. And that's why I said when we explain sin, then we don't have a common error for sin, but people would what? They would read tha as sin. So take note of this, please. So then we have for Kesra, Fimar, Fimar. And for Dhamma, we have Thumor, 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 like that. So these are the pronunciations of these three letters. So I've already mentioned one common error for fa. Many people don't pronounce it correctly. Okay, and the common error for vo is that people will say zo. They will say zo, zo, zo. For vo, not zo. If you say zo, it's as if you are pronouncing zai, but you are pronouncing it heavily. Just like when we talk about dal, saying da as do and thinking that is word. Okay, same thing. People will say zo, zolimo, zolim. So it's as if just pronouncing za, you now change it to an heavy letter like zo. It is not zo. It is vo. That is vo, not zo. I hope you get the difference in pronunciation. And for dhal, people say yes. They may say yes, guru. They pronounce dhal as zai too. They pronounce dhal as zai. So they say yes, guru Allah. Yes is not yes, is yez guru, not yes, guru. Yez, that is dhal, not zai. So these letters, fa, dhal, zai, dha, sin, people always and sod, people always mix them together. So it's very important you are able to differentiate them and pronounce each letters correctly. Okay, let me quickly just revise it. For sod we have sod, si, su, sa, si, su. For zai we have za, zi, zu. For sin we have sa, si, su. Good. Now for vo we have vo, ri, no, vo, ri, ru. That is for vo. Then we have for dhal we have tha, vi, thu. Now for tha we have tha, fi, thu. I hope you get it. Good. So that's those are its pronunciations. Barakallahu fikum. I hope you've learned one or two things. Assalamu alaikum.